The most controversial decisions in World Cup history. As football fans, we are well aware that it can be so difficult to watch bad decisions happen, especially if it relates to your own team. But what about the referees? They don't always get it right, but it can't be easy. Even now with VAR, things are still controversial. In this video, we're going to look at some of the most controversial moments and refereeing decisions in World Cup history. At the first World Cup in 1930, there were only 13 participating teams. 7 from South America, 4 from Europe, and 2 from North America participated in the 17-day tournament. Due to the Great Depression, many European teams chose not to participate in Uruguay. One European team that did travel, however, was France, and they faced Argentina in the group stage. Argentina went ahead in the 81st minute of that match, and a few moments later, France had an opportunity to equalise through own goal. But for the referee, Antonio Rego, he blew the final whistle at the wrong moment for the French, 6 minutes before the end of regular time. The French, enraged, mobbed the referee, who later realised his error and brought the players back out onto the pitch to conclude the remaining minutes of the game. The game didn't restart with a France 1-on-1 though, and that opportunity had gone. They lost the game to Argentina and didn't make it to the knockout stages. As you can imagine, over the years, refereeing has improved, but in 1986 they weren't too hot on the offside decisions. Strikers were given free rein, and it was a nightmare for defenders. There were 2 offside goals given in the game between the USSR and Belgium in 1986. Between 1924 and the 1990s, with the fall of the Soviet Union, the USSR were familiar faces at FIFA World Cup finals. In the first knockout round in 1986, they faced Belgium. 36 years after the incident, fans who witnessed it live still talk about the injustice. The USSR lost the game 4-3 in extra time, but in such undeserved fashion, because twice they led in the game and twice Belgium equalised through, you guessed it, offside goals. Blatantly offside goals. Replays of the match show just how bad these decisions were. The USSR were right to feel aggrieved. They were robbed. In 2006, something crazy happened that a lot of you might actually remember. Josip Simanic of Croatia received 3 yellow cards against Australia. Yep, you heard it right, 3 yellow cards. One of the most unforgivable errors ever committed by a referee at a major tournament. I bet Simanic could not believe his luck when he received a second yellow card from the referee, who didn't actually realise what number of card he had given. He stayed on the pitch, only to go off later when he received a 3rd yellow card. Unthinkable. Simanic received his first yellow card in the 61st minute of the game, and his second with about 3 minutes to go. Still, he wasn't sent off. They were only about 25 minutes apart. You wonder what English referee Graham Poll was thinking. Simanic, not so smart either. In the 90th minute, he made another foul. Off he went. Finally, this time he couldn't escape the red. Upon realising his errors, the ashamed referee quit his career. In the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, England faced Germany in the knockout rounds. Frank Lampard was particularly unlucky that day. His ghost goal clearly crossed the line, but wasn't given. Germany went on to win the game. This goal was so controversial that it was really a big step for goal line technology. The beginning of the technological advancements in football that has now brought us VAR. Unfortunately for Lampard, his goal was the catalyst for change, or should I say, his goal that wasn't a goal. Now football uses a similar system to tennis, rugby and cricket, so it is fact or fiction whether the ball crosses the line. There can be no error. Lampard's long-range strike would have been a 2-2 equaliser for England on the day. At the time, they were playing well and they had the momentum. His amazing long shot struck the underside of the crossbar and dropped into the net before bouncing outwards. German goalkeeper Manuel Neuer quickly grabbed the ball as though nothing had happened. Play continued, and the England team couldn't believe that the officials hadn't seen the ball cross the line. Replays after the game showed clear evidence that the ball was well over the line. It hit the crossbar and dropped into the net. In the end, it wasn't 2-2, and England eventually lost the game 4-1, crashing out of the tournament. In the following edition in 2014, FIFA introduced the use of goal line technology. In 1986, Argentina defeated Germany 3-2 in the World Cup final. Maradona led them to their second World Cup. In 1990, it was a rematch, Argentina against West Germany, for the biggest prize in football. Germany would go on to take their revenge and lift the trophy in 1990, but it was a tight game and it could have went either way. It was 0-0 and seemingly going to extra time when West Germany scored a controversial winning goal. Rudi Völler, the famous German, dived in the 85th minute, but rather than being penalised for diving, referee Edgardo Codesal decided it was a penalty. Germany scored the penalty and their third World Cup was coming home. In that game, Argentina became the first team to fail to score in a World Cup final and the first defending champion to reach the final and lose. Also, West Germany's victory over Argentina marked the first time a UEFA side defeated a South American side in the World Cup final. Until then, the South American sides had won every previous meeting. 2002 provided us with not one specific decision, but a host of decisions that proved controversial, as co-hosts South Korea went all the way to the semi-finals in 2002. Yes, South Korea did seem to have a brilliant team, but it seemed like they got more than just the rub of the green in the refereeing decisions. Just like Italy in 1934, England in 1966, and Argentina in 1978, there were lots of rumours of corruption surrounding the hosts. They all had in common that they had to deal with various accusations from other federations and fans. A lot of people believed that because they were hosts, there might have been something dodgy going on. Maybe something under the table. Who knows? Nothing has been proven. But for sure what happened in 2002 did seem odd. Knockout games against Italy and Spain were pretty scandalous. It was lousy that the then FIFA president conceded that officiating at the games had been riddled with corruption. In their round of 16 game against Italy, Ecuadorian referee was set to ruin Italian football. He practically overlooked some deadly tackles from the South Korea team and punished tackles made by Italians. He even sent off Italy legend Francesco Totti for diving when replay showed that he clearly lost his footing. The same followed in the quarterfinals, this time against Spain. The referee supported South Korea for more than 120 minutes as the referee denied Spain 2 legitimate goals. Many, for this reason, remember 2002 with a sour taste in their mouth. Was it that corrupt? It seemed like it might have been. In the end, however, Germany defeated South Korea in the semi-finals. Potentially the most infamous and yet iconic footballing moment of all time. Diego Maradona's hand of God against England in 1986. A famous game for more reasons than just this. Maradona actually scored 2 goals that day. Yes, one was the hand of God, the other an incredible solo goal. Both goals together helped Argentina pass England and make it to the World Cup semi-finals. Maradona, not famous for being the tallest, knew that he had no chance against the on-rushing goalkeeper, that he couldn't header the ball into the net. The cross was too high for him. What did he do? He stuck up a hand he later famously called the Hand of God. To the bemusement of Peter Shilton, the England keeper, Maradona raced away in celebration. No sign of suspicion at all. The English team raced after the referee, complaining that it was a handball, but still no heed was given. The goal stood. A combination of the two, the genius and the madness, sent England home. Thanks to the Hand of God, Argentina would go on to lift the trophy. Last but not least, Geoff Hurst's phantom goal. England in the final against West Germany in 1966. In 1966, England triumphed, their only World Cup championship was won on home soil. The game against West Germany hung in the balance and was 2-2 after 100 minutes played. In extra time, Jeff Hurst's shot hit the crossbar. It bounced down, into the goal and out, or not into the goal and out. Initially, it didn't seem like the goal would stand. Deliberations went on between the referee and the linesman. The goal was eventually awarded. Wembley Stadium erupted. It was England 3, West Germany 2 in extra time of the World Cup final. Of course there was no advanced goal line technology back in the day. There were barely even the camera angles to confirm what happened now. But relying on what we do have, the ball doesn't actually appear to completely cross the line, and therefore shouldn't have stood. Would England have won the World Cup on the day anyway? Who knows, maybe so. But that day for sure, they had a helping hand. Maybe what happened against Germany later on in South Africa was just revenge. Which of these decisions baffles you? What do you find the most controversial? Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments section.